The economy is something on the minds of many, including those here in the Coachella Valley. Tonight, numbers just released from local leadership. What we uncovered continues to impact the economy, and some areas are experiencing hardships. News Channel 3's Garrett Hoddle brings us this economic review as all families are dealing with it.
Use it as a way to be curious.
David Robinson is the Director of Analytic Services for our partners at the Coachella Valley Economic Partnership. Combing through mountains of data and analyzing historical and recent financial trends, he authors a report every year that gives perhaps the most in-depth explanation of what's happening in the Coachella Valley economically. Robinson says to use the report, you need to be curious. To point out the obvious, the population in the Coachella Valley is growing, but by how much and where? This slide right here helps illustrate some of the data that Robinson looks at. So in the early 2000s, valley cities such as Indio, La Quinta, and Cathedral City experienced the most significant increase in their population. However, from 2004 to this year, Coachella and Desert Hot Springs have moved into second and third place in their largest population increase. And with more people, that ultimately means more business.
A lot of times people look at these things and just see problems, but we see opportunities.
In 1994, Coachella Valley businesses employed just over 71,000 people. In 2024, you can see that number right here is now more than 180,000. That's a whopping 154% increase. During the same time frame, the population increased by more than half, 74%. But who lives here? It's a question you may be asking, and this year's report tells you. From 2000 to 2024 in the Valley, the age group 55 and older has seen over 95% in growth. The age group 75 and older also represents the largest increase over the same time period of more than 108%. But life isn't sunshine and roses for everyone.
But one of the problems we have in the Coachella Valley is we call it first in, first out. We're always the first people to have a recession and the last people to get out. And so we need to figure out how to create a diversified economy that's year-round.
And in this graph, you'll see taxable retail sales for the Coachella Valley cities from 2002 to 2023. Palm Springs saw the largest increase of 95%, while Cathedral City experienced the smallest, 8%. Indian Wells is the only city seeing a drop in per capita taxable retail sales of just over 15%. This report has more than just economic and demographic data that we've talked about. It has a lot about where we live. There's information on crime stats and economic sectors. As Robinson said, be curious when you read this. You're sure to learn something new. For News Channel 3, Garrett Hoddle.